Hi everyone, I'm Mannar. I live in Raleigh and I own a business called Masala My Life. And we are here today to read a book about Diwali, which is a very important holiday in India and now as well in the United States. So I'm going to read Amma, Tell Me About Diwali. And Amma just is another way of saying mom, is what we say mom. So this book is by Bhakti Mathur and Malshri Somani. So it's part of a series actually about giving a lot of information about different Indian holidays. So we're going to start here. It was as if the stars themselves came down to earth that night. The entire city was lit up with thousands and thousands of lights. It was Diwali, the festival of lights, the Klaka had celebrated today. Oh, how much fun it had been. A most wonderful, beautiful day. He'd woken up full of excitement and wore new clothes with joy. Amma and Daddy had spoilt him so, giving many gifts to their little boy. Family and friends streamed in through the day. The house rang out with laughter and loud cheers. In the evening, the children lit up the house with rows of small earthen oil lamps called diyas. Then together they offered their prayers for good fortune, prosperity, and health to Ganesha, the god of new beginnings, and to Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. Ganesha has an elephant's head, and at his feet his pet mouse rests. He brings good luck, clears obstacles, and is worshipped before any quest. Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, sits on a big lotus flower. She has 4 hands to bless us with and to bestow fortune and power. Then it was time for firecrackers, sparklers making circles of light, wheels spinning wildly, rockets flying high, brightly burning flares. Oh, what a sight! Finally, it was time to sleep, but Klaka still chattered happily. Climbing into bed, typical, he said, Amma, tell me about Diwali. Diwali takes its names from diyas, said Amma, just like the ones you lit tonight. It falls in autumn every year during the new moon. Diwali is also very special, as for many Indians, it marks the start of the new year. It's a time to look ahead to new beginnings and pray for fortune and good cheer. But why is Diwali named after diyas? Asked Klaka, ever as curious as can be. To answer that, said Amma with a smile, I have to tell you Prince Rama's story. Rama was the prince of Ayodhya, son of King Dasharatha the Great. He was brave and kind and loved by all, next in line to be king of the state. But his wicked stepmother, you know there's always a wicked stepmother, the wicked stepmother wanted her own son to be king instead. She threw a big tantrum and demanded that Rama be banished for 14 years. Poor King Dasharatha was helpless. He was sworn to do his wife's bidding. How could he banish his beloved son Rama for 14 years to a forest? But noble Rama knew what he had to do. He consoled Dasharatha thus while wiping his tears. To uphold a promise made by my great father, gladly will I go to the forest for 14 years. Taking off his crown, Rama left the kingdom at once, with his wife Sita and brother Lakshmana by his side. A sad Ayodhya bid farewell to its crown prince, and yet Rama's sacrifice filled the citizens with pride. The princes soon made the forest their home and settled down happily into their new life, until Ravana, the 10-headed demon king of Lanka, wanted to make Sita his wife once he had heard of her beauty. Evil Ravana kidnapped Sita from her home. One day, while Rama and Lakshmana were away, they were shocked to return and find Sita gone. The princes looked everywhere in utter dismay. Their search brought them to Kishkinda, where they met the mighty Hanuman. Saddened to hear of Sita's kidnapping, he promised the help of his monkey clan. And thus an army of mighty monkey warriors was raised in support of Rama's quest. Onward they marched to Lanka unafraid. Till Sita was rescued, they swore not to rest. On reaching Lanka, they faced the demon army and fought a most fearsome war. People say that such a great battle had never been fought before. Finally, Rama and Ravana came face to face in a fight that was fierce and heated. Rama emerged victorious in the end. Evil Ravana and his army were defeated. Sita was released and reunited with Rama. The loving couple were together at last. It was also the end of 14 years, and the term of banishment had passed. Carrying the three on his mighty shoulders, Hanuman flew to Ayodhya that very night. As they neared the city, they were guided by thousands of diyas giving off a golden light. You see, the people of Ayodhya had not forgotten that the 14 years of Rama's exile had passed, and so they had lit up diyas across the entire city to welcome their Rama to Ayodhya at last. Since then, on Diwali day, we remember Rama's homecoming by lighting diyas. We celebrate the victory of good over evil and Rama becoming the king of Ayodhya. What a wonderful story, Amma, said Klaka. I will surely light many more diyas next year. Lighting more diyas alone will not do, said Amma, as you will learn from this next story, my dear. Goddess Lakshmi comes to earth on this day of Diwali every year to bless Rama's true followers with fortune, prosperity, and cheer. Now Lakshmi's blessings can bring untold riches, so people got greedy. Money was all they cared about. To attract the goddess to their house first, they used bright lights to make it stand out. Year after year, as Lakshmi visited Earth on Diwali, the lights in every house got brighter and brighter, till one year the glare was so bad it hurt her eyes. And so Lakshmi decided to turn back for the night. As she turned to leave, at a distance, she saw a flicker of light in a house, nothing more. Curious, she reached the small cottage and knocked. A lady appeared at the door. The goddess said, I am Lakshmi. Long into the night I have progressed. Tired of all the bright lights in the city, I have come to your cottage. May I rest? The lady invited her in to relax. The goddess found her very kind. Lakshmi said, May I ask you a question? Something has been on my mind. While the whole city is glowing with lamps to entice me to their homes tonight, how come your little cottage only has the one small light? The lady said, Oh, I am a poor seamstress, and I only have this one light. I was busy finishing my work and did not realize it was Diwali tonight. Hearing this, Lakshmi blessed her, for she had met a true devotee who did not think of pleasing the gods and instead went and did her duty. So, Klaka, true happiness comes to those who are dedicated to their work. Just praying and lighting diyas alone will not bring you fortune and luck. So always work hard, give your best to what you do. Honesty and dedication are the only diyas that will guide Lakshmi to you. Happy Diwali, everyone. Thank you.